Welcome. It's Thursday Yoga Live and 9:45 with me, Lori Visser. And if you have a strap, a yoga strap, you might want to grab that. And if you don't have a yoga strap, if you have like a long winter scarf or old necktie, that can be perfect. So grab one of those because you might need one. I'll give you a minute while you do that and say hi to people popping in. Hi, Alicia. Mwah, mwah. Hi, Catherine. So happy to see people here today with us. More people. Hi. Oh, hi. And so I'm going to have to back up so I can't see. Hi, Deborah. I can't see your. I'm going to say hi some more. Hi, Paula. Hi. So you guys keep logging in. It's really kind of fun to say hello when you are. Hi, Michelle. As you're logging in, it's fun to see who's all here because it does feel just a smidgen more like we're together when I can kind of know that you're here. So if you have a strap, if you didn't catch that at the a strap or a old necktie or a scarf, okay, because we're going to use a strap today to get really, really strappy. Hi, Kate. Yes, hi. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. I'm so glad you're all here. So we are gonna work a little, we're gonna try to get a little sweat on today and work inside some balance poses. So Ed is here with me to teach, and he will be removed if he becomes unruly. So hopefully you've got your yoga mat rolled out and you found something you can use for a strap. We're gonna begin seated. So if you'll find your comfortable seat, we always like to center first so that we can really drop into the breath and arrive for the practice. It's important that we yoke to the breath to ground ourselves at the beginning of practice so that we can stay safe through the whole practice. So, Ed, it's your time to go. Oh, I'm getting kissed. Okay, Margs, can you get Ed? Go see Margot. Good boy. So sit up nice and tall. Take the flesh of your seat and roll it back. And if this isn't a comfortable way to sit, you can straighten your legs if you need to. So sitting up tall, rest your hands in your lap and lengthen through the crown of your head. When you're ready, close your eyes. Draw the breath in and out through the nose. Perhaps today visualize the breath like a color or iridescence flowing in and filling the whole torso, flowing out and taking with it everything that's no longer necessary. You can see the breath flowing in, and then as you exhale, sweeping away everything that needs to go. So be with the breath. Sweeping away any intrusive thoughts, any worries, because there's nothing we can do about many things right now, right? So we just do our best. We show up to each breath in each moment. And then on your next exhalation, allow your chin to come towards your chest. Ease your eyes open. Inhale the arms and the gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's repeat that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Once more, inhale, extend. Exhale, draw in and settle your thumbs right on your sternum. That's this bone right here, also known as your breastbone. Just settle your thumbs right there. Gaze towards your fingertips and set your intention, or remember it. Each time you see your hands come together in this way, remember your intention. On your next exhalation, we'll walk ourselves into table pose. So bring your knees up under and your hands below your shoulders. Hands are just a little wider than shoulders, and knees are just about hips width distance, right? You can see that from there probably better. So from here, we'll draw the belly button toward the spine on an exhale, chin toward chest. Inhale, soften belly toward the earth, lift head and tail. Exhale, tuck it all in. Inhale, soften. Exhale, round. Inhale, soften belly toward the earth, lift head and tail. Exhale, belly button towards spine, and take a pause. Excuse me. Think about drawing your hip points towards your shoulder points and the mid-back, these vertebrae right at the top, up toward the ceiling. So let go of all the way to the head and apply a little bit more effort here without going past your edge. And then as you're ready, inhale, soften, opposite direction, lift head and tail. Think about pretending to have a dog tail on the back of your tail, reaching up toward the crown of your head, and then reach your crown back toward that tail. One more time into cat pose. Take a pause and deepen. And inhale, soften, cow pose. And come to neutral. From your neutral spine, step your right foot back behind you. Press out through your right heel to stretch the right calf. On your next inhalation, step your left foot up. Poof, you're in plank. Poof. From the crown of your head through your heels, pausing in plank. Remember, guys, knees down is always an option. Got to take care of yourself, okay? So if full plank pose is too much for your breath to stay smooth and flowing, knees down. Let off some steam there. Let off some of the pressure. So now on your next exhalation, we'll draw the right knee to the ground. Press out through your left heel. And get a great stretch for the back of that left calf. When you're ready, step up into plank pose. And again, knees down is an option. Waking up the arms. One more breath. And remember, you guys, you can always turn on some music in the background at your house if you like some music to go along with your yoga. I can't play it from here because of music rights, so you guys can choose. On your next exhalation, we'll shift forward on the toes, lower all the way to the earth. Your arms say hooray. So from right where you are, I'm going to swim around so we can see. Oh, put your fingertips on the ground out a little wider than normal. And use your fingertips, so press down. And then draw your chin in toward your chest. Root the tops of your feet down to the floor. Chin comes in toward the chest. Fingertips are just a little bit in front of the shoulders. And wide. Wow. Would love a glass of water if anyone's listening. I'm going to be hemming through this whole class. So pressing into your fingertips, chin comes in toward chest, and then we're going to lengthen. Keep the chin in toward the chest a little bit, and then when you arrive, broaden your collarbones and pause in this wide cobra. Exhale, sink. Chin comes in toward the chest once more. Broaden across the collarbones, let the elbows bend. You can even turn your fingertips in. It may seem a little counterintuitive, but see how that feels. It'll help you keep some broadness across the front of the chest. So on your inhalation, lift up. And see if that feels any different with the fingers turned in. Just an exploration. And then exhale, lower down. One more time in Cobra Pose. You choose the hands that feel just right to you. Exhale, chin toward chest and lift up. Straighten the arms maybe a little bit more. And on your exhale, lower down. So from here, on your belly, press yourself right up into plank pose. From your plank pose, let's draw our right knee down, left heel follows, right hand center. Lift your left arm. Modified side plank, stretch out through that left arm, lengthen from the rooting of the left foot through the crown of the head, and then swim that left hand down to the ground. Step back to plank, take a pause. So we're going to get a little heat with just from these inside of these still points of plank pose. Just holding. Not holding our breath, just holding the pose. And then one more breath. Left knee comes down, right heel follows. Left hand moves to the center, right hand up to the sky. Modified side plank. On your next exhalation, we'll sweep the right hand down and step right back to plank once more. We won't stay here this time. You can stay right here at the top of plank if you like, or take some push-ups. Shift forward, we'll lower half. Inhale, press to the top. Exhale, elbows draw back toward the waist as you lower half. Inhale, press to the top. Exhale, lower half. Inhale, press to the top. Can we get one more? Exhale and inhale. Bend your knees and press your torso back towards your thighs, downward dog. So breathing into your downward facing dog, root into the hands, lengthen from the tail through the crown. Let your head sink between your biceps. Bend your right knee deeply. Let the head hang. Stay with the breath. One more breath here. Inhale up high onto the tippy toes and then sink both heels. Bend your left knee, root down into the hands. Inhale up high onto the tiptoes. Exhale, sink the heels. Now we'll bring our big toes together, knees apart, and come into child's pose, knowing this is a place you can always come for a moment to regain your composure, to reconnect to breath if you need to, or to just take a break. Don't need a big reason, just take a break. Anytime you like. And if this pose doesn't feel good to your body, choose one that does, that you can always have as a home base. So on your next exhalation, we'll shift forward into plank and lower half. Inhale, this time lift your heart, upward dog, press into the tops of the feet, and then roll through the toes back to downward dog. On your next exhalation, let's send our right leg up into the sky, sink the left heel down, let go of all the weight of the head, and then exhale the right foot up between the hands. From here, left knee comes to the ground. We're going to get a stretch out for the front of this left thigh, but first root your hands down. Pull your heart forward. Shoulders draw back. Root into the right foot as well. And then inhale back out of this forward motion a little bit. Stand up on the left knee, so coming vertical. Draw your lower belly in and up and knit this space between your front hip, your hip points, knit it together a bit. So if you can kind of zip it up, think of that. And then we'll inhale our arms up. Keep this structure in your front body and then maybe lean forward, getting more stretch in the front of that thigh. Breathe. Extend out through the fingertips. One more breath. And hands come back. From here, lift the left knee, step back to plank. Who wants some push-ups? They're totally optional. You can just hold plank and come the knee down. You can go to child's pose or let's go. Take a big breath in. Exhale, lower half. Inhale, press to the top. Exhale, lower half. Inhale, press to the top. Exhale, lower half. Inhale, press to the top. Bend your knees this time. Press right back into downward facing dog. And rooting into the feet, rooting into the hands, releasing all the weight of the head. Whose favorite pose is down dog? Mine. On your next exhalation, let's send our left leg up into the sky. Reach it, reach it, reach it high. Sink the right heel down, down, down. Rooting into both hands. Sweep the left foot up between the hands. Right knee comes to the ground, root into the fingertips, pull the mat back towards you, shoulders roll back. So you'll feel that stretch in the front of the right thigh already. And then we'll come up, backing out of the pose, knit this space together between the hips, kind of zipping it up, and then expand up through the arms. Keep that structure in the front body, and then maybe dive a little deeper for more stretch with the front of the right thigh. Still smooth and flowing on the breath. And hands sweep back to the ground. From here, step back to plank pose, your friend and mine. Shift forward, and we'll lower all the way to the ground. Take a little break from the what are they called? Push-ups. Right arm comes forward. That's the thing that's been getting me during, I can't blame it only on the pandemic, but thinking of the word lately, like the word, what's the word? Push-up. So roll to your side, your right side, and let your right ear rest on your right bicep. Then you can use your left hand to support yourself. We're moving into Anantasana. This is where you might want your strap, or you might not. You might be surprising yourself in this one. Right hand reaches up behind the base of your head, and your fingers point down toward your shoulder. Then from here, we'll bend the left knee, reaching for the toes. If that's not going to happen, you can bring the foot forward, wrap the strap, right? And then you can use a strap or take a hold of the big toe. Lengthen the leg up. And then once you get there, you want to gently push your pelvis forward a little bit so you're not rolling back into your mid-back. So big stretch for this left leg. Pull back on the leg as much as feels good. Maybe encourage a little bend in the left elbow. And if this knee's bent, that's perfectly lovely. Just play with what's there. One more breath. Okay, 2. Exhale, release, and we'll roll onto our belly and switch to the other side. So you'll roll onto your belly and switch to the other side. I will go to the other direction so we can see. Left arm out straight, left ear on left bicep. So we get our armpit to the floor. That's the purpose for that. And then we lift or toward the floor. It doesn't have to be to the floor. And then we press the hand behind the head for some support. This is Anantasana. So as you can see, it can be kind of wonky. If you need to bend this knee for some more support and structure, you feel free to do that. I bet you're doing it already if you need to. Our bodies are brilliant. They'll give you the way if you listen. So reach toward the right toes and then lengthen as far as feels good. So pause anywhere that it feels like it's past your edge. Roll your right shoulder back. Press your pelvis forward slightly. Big stretch. Two more breaths. Okay, one more. And release that top leg. And then press yourself up from your belly to the top of a push-up, so plank pose. So from here in plank pose, let's lower half, inhale upward dog, and exhale downward dog. Releasing all the weight of the head. Root down into the hands, root down into the heels. And then on your exhalation, look up between your hands, step up or float up. Between your hands, coming to standing forward bend. Release all the weight of your head. Soften your knees a lot. Let go even more. Bring your hands to clasp right at the root of your neck. So the arms aren't pulling on the neck, but there's just a little bit of extra weight for traction. By placing the arms here. Not pulling, just placing. Soften your knees as much as you need to. One more breath. On your exhalation, sweep the fingertips along the ground, chair pose. Chair pose helps us to root down, and it's another one of my favorites, if you can't already tell. So we can still see our toes in front of our knees, thighs are parallel, we reach up through the arms, biceps are right alongside of ears. And on your next exhale, we'll press the air away, float hands to heart center, thumbs to touch the sternum. Remembering intention. Root into your left foot, lift your right knee, check in with your balance. So we might just be an inch off the floor, the toe may still be on the floor, we may be just lifting the heel to play with our balance, you decide. Also, feel free to move to a wall or a piece of furniture to rest a hand so that you can work within your own balance. So, it can be really easy when you lift this foot to bring your hip up higher, but try to keep the hips parallel. So think about lifting the knee, not the hip, right? So on your next exhale, we'll sink the right foot down, root into the right foot, and then lift the left foot. So I know this is simple stuff. Some of you are like, boring, but that's okay. Be bored. Your kids are. We're all bored, right? So play with your balance and be with it in this moment. Let your shoulders stay broad, let your hips stay square. So we ease our way into balance so we can make it a little more complex later on. On your next exhalation, we'll sink the left foot down. Sweep fingertips along the ground chair. And we'll dive into the pool, standing forward bend. Release all the weight of the head, all the weight of the shoulders. And one more breath. We're going to flow through a few sun salutations to build some heat, so stay with me. Or modify as needed. So we're going to press the hands into the floor. Actually, the first one I'm going to teach a bunch of modifications, and then we'll flow through a couple more. So we step back to plank, and again, knees down is an option. You choose. From here, we lower half. Inhale, upward dog or cobra from the beginning, that one where we come from the floor. Roll the shoulders back, and then roll through the toes. Downward facing dog. Downward dog can always be with knees bent. Downward dog can be a lot narrower. You can use blocks. There's a lot of ways to make downward dog more accessible. So if you have questions, always feel free to inbox me after class. Happy to help. So rooting down into the hands, letting go of all the weight of the head and the heels. One more breath. So we're going to send the right leg into the sky, and the main reason for this is to build momentum. So if it's hard for you to lift that leg, don't worry about it a whole lot. When we build this momentum of lifting the leg high, we can sweep the foot up between the hands. So if that's not working for you, right, we're in down dog, and you need to walk this foot forward and help it out with the hand, that's perfectly lovely. We want to keep the ankle right under the knee or the knee behind the ankle. We don't want the knee in front of the ankle for a flow, okay? So lots of modifications here. Sorry to slow down a little bit, but that's good for the rest of us too, right? Because we can think through all the ways we can practice if we're ever injured or feeling super tired. So from here, we can practice with knee down like we did before. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sweep the hands down. We'll step back to plank. And from our plank pose, choose your modification that you need, and you can lower down halfway, or you can move right back to up or to downward dog. So there's many ways to get there, right? So once we arrive in downward dog, we're going to bring that left foot up between the hands, so feel free to send the leg to the sky if that feels just right to you. If not, just step it forward, help it out with the hand if you need to. And right knee comes to the ground, rise up. And exhale, return. Inhale, step back to plank. So remember all those choices. Now, if you don't like the lowering down, if you're on your knees, or if you want to take out that extra push-up or chaturanga part, you can bend your knees and press right back to downward dog. And feel free to take a child's pose any time. So to finish out this sun salutation with all the modifications, we'll peek forward between our hands. You can step, hop, or float up. to standing forward bend. Release all the weight of your head and pause for a breath. Inhale, fingertips to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, mountain. Thumbs to sternum, remember your intention. Now here we go. Sweep fingertips along the ground, chair. I'm trusting you all to take good care of yourself. From your chair pose, dive in, standing forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back to plank. You can jump back or hop back too. From the top of plank pose, we're going to pause for one breath. Remember to knit that same space together between the hip points. Draw the lower belly in and up. What's the world record for a plank? Anybody? Nah, we won't go there. I think it was like lots of hours. And it was a man because, well, I'm sorry. To all the men that are with us today, I don't know how you go that long without going to the bathroom. Okay, I know. TMI. On your next exhalation, shift forward and then lower half. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Pausing for a breath or two here in down dog. Press the mat forward with the hands, sink the heels low. Right leg high in the sky, maybe or maybe not, you choose. Sweep the right foot up between the hands. Left heel comes to the ground, we rise in warrior one. So our shoulders are square with the front of the mat. Our hip points are square with the front of the mat, and we reach out. From your warrior one, reach up, and we'll sink the hands back to the ground, step back to plank. From your plank pose, lower half. Inhale, upward dog, and exhale, downward dog. Left leg high in the sky. Sweep it up between the hands. Right heel to the ground. Rise up in warrior one. Shoulder points, hip points, pointing straight forward. Sweep the hands back, step back to plank. Pausing at the top of plank just because we can, because we're strong. Knees down or not, it's hard work. On your exhalation, we'll shift forward, lower half. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. From your downward dog, wag your tail a little side to side. You can even let your feet drop all the way over to the right and all the way over to the left. And back to center. So from your downward facing dog, releasing all the weight of the head, we peek up between the hands, step, hop, or float up to standing forward bend. Inhale into chair. Exhale into mountain. Now, we're going to do all that with one breath per movement, except we'll pause in downward dog for 3 breaths. So when we're in down dog, it's a great time to pop into child's pose, to just rest. Are you ready? Here we go. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Don't let me rush you. Use your breath. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step or hop back to plank. On your exhalation, lower half. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. 3 breaths. So take a child's pose if you like. Rejoining us in down dog, if you've slipped into a child's pose for a breath, then we'll send our right leg up into the sky, sink the left heel. On your inhalation, sweep the right foot up between the hands. Help it out if you need to. From here, left heel comes down, warrior one, inhale, and with breath, exhale, return. Inhale, plank, exhale, lower half. Inhale, upward dog, and exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg in the sky. Sink that right heel on your exhalation. Left foot up between the hands. Right heel comes down. Reach up, warrior one. Exhale, return. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Look up between your hands. Root down in your hands, root down in your feet. Bend your knees and take a couple little bounces with your knees. Just feel some buoyancy. If you like to play with this idea of hopping up between the hands, you want to practice a way that can help. Draw your lower belly in and up, look forward, and just take some hops. Kicking yourself in the tail, it helps to get that buoyancy. So just play, let it be play. And then on your next exhalation, we'll look between the hands and maybe hop up. It was not a nice float, it was a kind of a thudding hop on my end, but let's all thud and hop together. On your next exhalation, sweep up. Chair pose. Sit down deep. Lift your toes wide, spread them out. And then sink the toes down, press the airway float, hands to heart center. Draw in a smooth, deep breath. Feeling maybe your heart beating. Feeling into your intention. One more breath. Here we go, one more sun salutation. Fingertips sweep along the ground, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plank. You can hop back, you can step back, however you like. On your exhalation, lower half. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right leg reaches up. Exhale it up between the hands. If you get off on the inhales and the exhales, like if you're not inhaling or exhaling when I'm saying inhale or exhale, so your breathing is good. Just breathe. On your next exhalation, left heel to the ground. Rise up, warrior one. Took a little extra pause there. Sweep the hands back when you're ready. Stepping back to plank. Exhaling, lower half. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg into the sky. Exhale, left foot up between the hands. Inhale, rise in warrior one. Exhale, hands back to the ground. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Rooting in the hands, sinking in the heels, letting go of all the weight of the head. On your next exhalation, look up between the hands, step, hop, or float up, standing forward bend. And one of the other keys there is to really press into the hands so that you're floating up into the hands rather than just moving the weight of the lower body. So on your next exhalation, we'll sweep up into chair pose. Press the airway mountain, thumbs to sternum. Remembering intention. Sweep the fingertips along the ground, chair. Dive in, standing forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plank pose. From your plank pose, let's lower half. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Right leg in the sky. Sink that left heel. Bend your right knee and stack your hip. Reach in your right toes way over to the left. Stay rooted in both hands. And then inhale, straighten the right leg. Sweep the right foot up between the hands. This time, left heel to the ground. We'll wind open into warrior two. So, from your warrior two, sink down low. Check in. What are the rules? You can always see the big toe on the inside of this front knee. So the knee tracks toward the center of the foot, pointing in that direction. The knee stays behind the ankle. Reach out, warrior two. Arms are parallel to the earth. Scapula is sinking down the back. So inside of your warrior two, turn your gaze to center, wrap your hands around behind your back. So we're coming to another version of humble warrior. Roll your shoulders back, sink the knuckles down, look up a little bit. And now we're going to draw this right shoulder to the top of the right knee or to the inside, your choice. See how it feels and go really slow to get there. So sink the knuckles downward, make a stretch in the front body, and then folding in. Listening, letting the hands float up. Release the hands down. Step up onto the ball of the back foot. Heel and toe the right foot over toward the long edge of the mat. Left knee comes to the ground. So from here, let's root down into our left hand. Now this is optional. Feel free to skip this if you like. And you can use a strap. It just takes a little doing. So root into that left knee. Right hand hitchhikes around. If you want to use a strap, you place the strap around the ankle of the left foot, okay? And then move the strap over into the right hand. So if you want to use a strap, that's how we start, okay? And we lift the back knee and we can pull that leg up over the shoulder. If you want to bring the hand off the ground, you can and pull it in. And it's interesting. So interesting, because you're in a balance pose once that foot comes off the ground and that left arm comes off the ground. So you decide how deep you want to go. If you want to walk your hands down the strap a little bit more, listen to your edge. And when you're ready, release. So if you're a person who can use your hand instead of the strap, just look back, take a hold of the big toe, pull it in toward the sits bone. It's interesting, if you have a strap and you're a person who usually uses your hand, use the strap. It was kind of cool today to really feel the difference. I got a totally different kind of stretch. So from here, let's heel and toe that right foot back in toward the midline. Lift the left knee off and go where? Where you say? Plank pose. Plank pose. From the heels to the crown, we'll shift forward on the toes. Elbows draw toward the waist as we lower half. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. So, breathing in, breathing out. One more breath. From here, let's send our left leg into the sky. Bend the knee and stack the hip. Root into both hands. Release all the weight of the head. Straighten the left leg. Send the left foot up between the hands. And from here, your right heel is going to come down and we'll spin it open into warrior two. So remember, all those same rules apply. Big toe we can still see on the inside of the knee. Left thigh is straight forward, tracking toward the center of the foot. And the knee doesn't come in front of the ankle. Arms are parallel to the earth, rising up through the crown of the head. One more breath. And then take your hands to rest. Turn your gaze toward the midline. And we'll clasp our hands behind. Roll the shoulders open. Lean back. And fold that left shoulder toward the left knee or to the inside of the knee. Releasing your weight in this direction. Take your time. Let the hands float up if that feels good to you. Stay rooted in the feet. Exhale, release the hands. Pick up that back heel off the ground. Draw that back knee to the ground. And again, if you want to use a strap, we'll wrap it around. You can walk yourself back, kind of straightening that front leg for a little runner's lunge in there. And wrap the strap around the right ankle. And come back up to center. Place your the strap in your left hand. That's how we did it last time. So your right hand can stay on the floor, and you can just lift that ankle by pulling on the strap. That can be plenty. If you're ready for more, it really is different than when I take a hold of it with my hand. Getting a different stretch. It's kind of great. So get the stretch, and if you want to play with using both hands, I didn't take a hold of this the same way as last time. I have a much shorter strap. So if you can keep your strap nice and long, unlike the teacher, you can take a hold of it above your head. So we get that lift in the upper body as well. So if you want to take that right hand off the ground and then pull the strap up over, so we bend the elbows, lift the heart, lift the gaze. You can walk your hands down the strap a little maybe. Exhaling, release. And coming down, remove the strap. You don't get tangled up. We'll lift the right knee and step back to plank. Pausing in plank pose, 3 breaths. Shift forward on the toes, 3 push-ups. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Bend your knees, press back to downward facing dog. Or take a child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart on the ground, your choice. One more breath. On your next exhalation, step up, hop up, float up, however you want to, between your hands, forward fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, mountain. Thumbs to sternum. Regaining your composure, smooth out the breath. Inside of your intention, just rock your weight a little side to side. And then on your next exhalation, shift your weight into your left foot. Let's turn this way. Shift your weight into your left foot. Lift your right foot. Reach your right hand towards your right ankle. Just draw the thighs to parallel and press that right heel toward your sits bones. Just press it, pull it in. This is another balance, obviously. Interesting how it might feel easier than that first balance because we're yoked to breath and part of our upper body is holding on to part of our lower body. Sometimes that connection really helps. So releasing that leg. Root into that right foot. And lift the left. Pulling the thighs to parallel, so push it back a little bit, and then pull the heel in toward the sits bone. You can rest your hand on your heart, however it feels just right. Roll the left shoulder open, lengthen through the crown. Still pulling the heel in toward the sits bone. Release. On your exhalation, sweep the arms down. Root down through the feet. When you're ready to inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower half. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale the right leg into the sky. Sink that left heel down. Let go of all the weight of the head. And on your exhalation, right foot sweeps up between the hands. Left heel to the ground. Grab your strap. Root down into that left foot. And then we're going to rise up into Warrior Two. So inside your Warrior Two, root down. Find your edge. And then we'll turn our gaze to center. Drop our arms out again. Rooted in the feet, bring your, strap over your left shoulder, okay? So we're gonna reach up with our left arm, pat ourselves on the back, bring your right hand to the outer edge of your left armpit, lift up on the arm. So we're pressing enough that we feel almost a massage type of pressure, pushing up on these muscles toward the elbow. And then, as I like to say, we squeeze the lemon. So we take a hold of the elbow with the fingertips and pull that flesh up on the outer edge of that arm into the palm. So sink a little lower toward that 90-degree angle in the front knee and let your left fingertips sink down the back. No forcing, we're pulling up, right? But we're still getting some more space so that those left fingertips can sink down the back. If this is too much to hold Warrior Two legs, feel free to come out of the legs. Keep your head in line with spine. It's easy to get your head poked forward because of all this going on around your head, but make space, okay? So from here, we'll bring our right thumb out in front, hitchhike it around behind. Feel free to use your strap here or take a hold of your hands. Let's see if I can, yeah. Take a hold of your hands or use your strap to come into cow face pose. So we attach the fingers or use the strap and pull the strap apart. So breathe. Breathing a little quickly because I'm talking. I'm going to slow it down on purpose. One more breath. And then it's going to feel so good to unwind. Reach your arms out in Warrior Two. Let's straighten that right leg. Turn the toes toward the front edge of the mat. Bring your right elbow underneath your left elbow and bring the elbows into Eagle pose. We practiced this last week, was it? I don't really know. What day is it again? And then elbows reach up to shoulder height. Press the fingertips into the palm into the fingertips. And then pull the elbows slightly away from the body. Now remember, all of these kinds of cues, you're to take it like a 1% approach at first. Just barely try. Just give it a go. Always experimenting your way in. Now, exhale, release the arms, and just let them swing a couple of times. Shake it out. Good. Roll your shoulders a couple of times. They're awake for sure. And we'll bring the strap to the opposite shoulder. Turn your left toes out. So you might be facing away from me, so just remember what we just did and listen. I'll give you lots of cues like always. Bend your left knee toward that 90 degree. Let your right heel drop away. We're floating up into our Warrior Two. Establish Warrior Two. Broad across the collarbones, sinking toward the 90 degree angle in the front knee. From your Warrior Two, let's turn our gaze to center. Sink your hands down. Remember that left knee is tracking toward the center of the foot. We can still see the big toe on the inside of the knee, and our right long edge of our right foot is rooted down into the ground. Right arm comes up to pat you on the back. And we'll reach up, left hand to the outer edge of the right armpit. Push up on this flesh. Push, 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 push. And then squeeze the lemon into the hands. We pull up on that outer edge of the arm and rise up in center. Make space for your head and pause here for a moment to allow the stretch in the right arm. And you'll notice both sides are different. Like if you catch your fingers on the other side, maybe you can't on this side or vice versa. So remove expectation, right? Just be with what's here now. Now, we'll walk those right fingers down the back just a little bit more. And then left thumb comes to hitchhike, right? Around behind, reach up, maybe take a hold of the hands, maybe take a hold of the strap, and then lift the right elbow, sink the left elbow. And if all this feels like just too much, just don't, and that's okay. You are the captain here. You are your own guru. I can tell you from the outside what it looks like normally when we're in a classroom. But from here, all I can say is you have to listen, listen, listen to your breath. This one, and the next one, and the next one. One more breath here. Okay, two. I always let it be more because it feels so good once I finally settle in, right? Release your chin towards your chest as you unwind the arms, windmilling. Now, let's see if you left elbow under right. Eagle arms. Eagle arms feel like an antidote after cow face arms for some reason. Feels so good. Lift the elbows and pull the hands slightly away from the face. One more breath. Straighten the leg if you need to. I think we did that last time. Again, and as always, unwind your arms. I promise to be human. Thumbs to touch the sternum, lengthen through the crown of the head. Shoulders sink. On your next exhalation, remove the strap. Let's heel and toe your feet so that you're facing me, whether that's at the top of the mat or long ways, however your mat happens to be. Facing me. And from here, let's root into our feet. Lift your toes up, spread them wide, and then root down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive. Soften your knees. Let go of all the weight of the head. Bend your knees as much as you need to. You may have some tension in your low back from all that standing, so allow it to drain away. Easy does it. On your next exhalation, rise up in chair. Press the air away. Float hands to heart center. Check in with your intention. Rooting into the feet. Reach your right hand toward your right foot. Lift. Take a hold of the ankle, but this time slide the hand around so that the palm is on the inside of the arch. So the palm and arch are together and the thumb is right at the base of the big toe. See that? And then draw all of that toward the midline. So your hips are square, shoulders are square, and then we'll stay right here. Just keep that left hand right on your heart, connecting. Play with the idea of pushing the back foot into the hand and pulling on the foot with the hand. So you may bow forward a little bit. Just press out, lifting the foot away from the body. And exhale, release. I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see if you need to. So once more, bring the hands to the heart. Remember your intention. Root into your right foot. Left hand comes toward the left ankle. And bring the hand around to the arch side of the foot. Thumb on the base of the big toe, right about there. And then draw the shin and the thigh in toward the midline. You'll find that opens the front of this left shoulder. Now from here, you can keep your right hand grounded on your heart. Press back, lift your gaze, lift your heart. Push the foot into the hand. Lengthen from the crown through the foot, broad across the collarbone. And come out when you're ready. That's where we're playing towards. We're going to try that one more time in a minute. But first, let's step to the top of your mat if you're not already there. Reach up. Take a swan dive. Hold the elbows. Let any tension in the low back drain away. Hands come to the ground, step back to plank pose. And from your plank pose, shift forward, lower all the way down. This is another place you can use your strap if you like. It's a little challenging to get there, but you can strap around. Maybe have some help. Maybe you have a trained pet or a child around who can help you with your strap. We probably all have too many of those around, right? Nah, mine are big, they're easy. I got it easy. So you can take a hold of the strap around both ankles. Bring the thighs a little closer, walk your hands closer, as close as feels good. And that could be quite far, and that's okay. Flex the feet, open the toes, roll your lower arms out and your upper arm bones in, if you can think that way. Chin in toward chest, lift, press the feet into the strap, and lengthen, so bow pose. If you're used to not working with a strap, grab the feet, right around the ankles, parallel the thighs, lift the chest. Flex the feet. You know how much I like to come and sit on your feet when you're in this pose, which lifts your back bend and feels really good. Don't try that at home unless you love back bends and have someone you really trust to do it. So on your next exhalation, release the legs, release the arms, and then bring your hands right beneath your forehead. Resting down. You can rock your weight a little side to side to settle in. Feel into your front body grounding down. Stay for a few breaths, smooth and flowing. One more breath here. Now on your exhalation, we're going to press back into child's pose. One more little breath break. Big toes together, knees apart, sink down and fold in. Easy does it. That was a back bend to a forward fold, so be careful with you. You can rest your forehead on your hands, on your fists. You can stay up or reach your arms way forward, letting the head drop between. And you can root down into all 10 fingers and get a great stretch for your arms. Soften for a breath. Now, on your next exhalation, you know we're not done. Rise up into table, and we'll step up into standing forward bend, facing this direction. You can see. You can bring your strap along if you like it. Actually, we'll cue the strap this round. Wrap the strap around the right ankle. Make sure, hopefully it's nice and long. And we'll release all the way to the head. Soften both knees. Bend your knees a lot. Let your torso rest on your thighs. And so this helps us to ground down, to root down for balance poses when we really let our weight move toward the earth. On your exhalation, straighten the legs and begin to roll up one vertebra at a time. Actually, keep a little bend in your knees as you roll all the way up. Keeping a hold of this strap in your right hand. Roll the shoulders open. Root into the left foot. You can kind of tell where we're going, right? So walk your hands back to the strap, lifting that right foot off the ground. Again, come to a piece of furniture and rest your left hand on the furniture if you like. So we're going to bring that thigh into parallel, and I'm sliding the strap up more toward my ankle and the top of my foot without it falling off, so be careful. So hold on, and then we roll our shoulders open. You can let go with the left hand for a moment and externally rotate the arm, bringing it overhead, left hand overhead, and then maybe begin to lift the leg, lift the arms, and then we walk our hands down that strap. Keep your gaze on the floor if you can. When you're in a balance pose, find a spot to set your gaze on. And someday, that gap between where your hands are and where your foot is may shorten a lot. Maybe you'll be holding the foot. Lift up through your heart, through your crown, and then exhale. Release. graceful. So bring some movement to the legs. Slow down the breath. Drop your strap. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Wrap the strap around that left ankle. And remember, when we get there, we kind of want it to be more the top of the foot, the top of the ankle. It kind of wants to slide up before we get there. So let go of the weight of the head. Keep the knees bent. Root your weight down. And then inhale, roll up one vertebra at a time. To standing. Root into the right foot. And then lift the left leg. Walk the hands down the strap to pull that foot in toward the sits bone first. Roll the shoulders open. We got a lot of openness across the front of the shoulders from a lot of the poses we've practiced up until now. So as we draw that heel in toward the sits bone, maybe you want to let go with the right hand. Let the left arm spin around so we can pull the elbow up above the head. Find that focal point on the floor, and then walk your hands down the strap. Begin to lift the heart, lift the elbows, lift the thigh toward parallel with the earth. Maybe, maybe not. And think about maybe walking the hands down the strap a little, if it's there to do. Lengthen the back of the neck. It's easy to compress there. On your exhalation, easy does it. Come out. Drop the strap. Hands to heart. Remember your intention. Sweep fingertips along the ground chair. Dive into the pool standing forward bend. Inhale, step back to plank pose. And from your plank pose, this feels easy now, doesn't it? Lengthen from the heels to the crown, maybe not. Maybe not easy. And then on your next exhalation, we'll shift forward on the toes, lower all the way to the ground. Oh, yeah. Bring the hands right underneath your forehead again. Let go of the feet. Let the breath massage the front body with gravity and the weight of your body, and the breath flowing through. One more breath. And then slide the hands beneath the shoulders. Press up through table pose and wind the legs to the side. We're going to come lying down on the back. The moment you've all been waiting for. Getting closer to Shavasana. So first draw the knees in toward the chest. Give them a hug. You can rock your weight a little side to side. Slide your hands down to the long edges of your feet for happy baby. Press the feet up into the hands, pull down on the feet with the hands. Rock, and then make your sacrum, your low back, heavy toward the ground. So it can really be tight there and can pull up off the ground. So you want to kind of encourage it to sink. So ponytail adjustments can be necessary here because you want the back of your head on the floor, the chin drawing in toward the chest to keep alignment in the spine. Take a little rocking side to side. Drum your fingers along the long edges of your feet. And then as you're ready, draw the soles of the feet together. Let the feet come to the ground. Recline cobbler's pose. Let the hands drop open. Tuck your scapulas up under the back a little to give your heart a little lift. Begin to soften your face. Grab your eye pillow if you need it. If you have it, for heaven's sakes, it's a great treasure if you have one. And put on an extra layer of clothing or grab a blanket if you like for Shavasana. If you have any low back issues, bend the knees, place the feet on the floor, heel and toe the feet apart, and let the knees drop together to release the big muscle in your low back. Rest the hands open. And if you don't have any issues in the low back, extend the legs out along the ground, 12 to 18 inches apart for the heels. Let the feet drop open as if there were tiny weights tied to your big toes, pulling them out toward the side. No forcing, just let them drop. Then let your shoulders drop open, let your hands drop open. Smooth breath. Now begin to watch the breath again moving through the body. Soften your face. Relax the root of your tongue. You can take a swallow if you like to do that. Soften the jaw, and it can feel good to just open your mouth wide and move your jaw around a little. And then soften again, lengthening the back of the neck. Rest your shoulders downward. Release all the weight of your arms and all 10 fingers. Relax the chest and the upper back. Soften the solar plexus, mid-back. Relax the belly, even on the rise and fall of the breath. Soften the low back. Release the hips, the legs, the feet, and each little toe. Surrender completely. Gently begin to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Bend your knees and place them on your feet on the floor. Just let your knees drop side to side, windshield wipering a couple of times. Easy does it, no rush. And the next time you roll to your right side, just bring your left arm along and roll all the way over to your right side. Using your right arm as a pillow, pause and bring to mind something that you're grateful for. It could be tiny, it could be huge. And appreciate it deeply. Next exhale, press into your top hand and rise up to a comfortable seated position with eyes closed. Sitting up nice and tall. Take in a deep breath. Exhale your chin towards your chest. Recognize the divine in you, so you're never alone. Never. Even in the darkest places, even in this time of being separated from all that we know, you're not truly alone. See if you can tap into that energy of the divine dwelling in you. I'm leaving you here a little bit longer. Tap in. Feel into it. And then ease your eyes open. Inhale the arms and gaze up. Exhale your hands to your heart. And the word namaste has many meanings. And for our purposes, it means the divine in me recognizes, sees the divine in you. So today, as we bow and say namaste to each other, let's send that same energy out all over the world. Recognizing the divine in everyone. Those making mistakes, those doing the right thing, those doing the hard work, and those who are physically alone. Let's send some of this love and connection from our hearts to them. Okay? Can we do that? All right, so take a deep breath in. Namaste. Thank you. So we opened our heart in this practice with the inhale and the exhale, with all of those back bends that we practiced, and hopefully we're able to send this love and peace and joy of our own intentions on this wave of the divine energy out into the world. I can't thank you enough for joining me. I can't. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to put some links in the comments for other things that are going on with me. My podcast launched. It's called Gratitude Sandwich. It's on iTunes, and I'm recording more, and you're home and you have time. Record an episode with me. I'll put the link in if you want to record. Sharing gratitude in the world right now is another way to lift people up. And focusing on your own gratitude is a great way to lift yourself up. So, and I'm not telling you to force yourself to feel grateful. Don't. Only feel it when you feel it. So there's that. Also, a lot of people have been asking how you can pay me for this, and it's totally optional, but if you feel so moved, I'll put a link in the comments to ways you can just drop me something by PayPal, drop a lipstick off, not a used one, thank you. So, any offering, just send me some love from your heart. Have your kid draw me a picture and hold it up for a photo on Facebook. I would love that. Miss all the kids at IHM. So anyway, peace be with you. Peace be with you. Stay safe, stay healthy. Namaste.